Today's Cajun Court.
Yeah, a friend of a friend posted on Facebook.
Friend of a friend. Okay. Facebook.
He was
I
tagged
that
on
damn
Facebook.
Facebook. I just don't know what to say about it. It brings more problems than anything.
Your Honor,
It
this
was
is
on
uncalled
Facebook.
for.
I'm not stalking
A
you.
friend of a friend?
I'm not going out of my way to find these things.
Okay, but let me
Your Honor,
get
this is what I've been dealing with
here.
for 6 months now. I apologize to you, but I'm a little frustrated with this.
All rise. The Honorable Jacqueline A. Scott preside. Cajun Court is now in session.
Don't make me drop my hammer.
He's the drunk. He get paid.
Just a minute. If brains was dynamite, you couldn't even blow your nose. When the is up to your ears, keep your mouth shut.
I ain't going back to jail. Because this is a railroad job. She probably slashed my tires with her teeth.
This isn't art, this is velvet pink.
An eye for an eye makes the whole world blind. Take it from me, you can overcome anything. Please change your life. Get him, Rod. Oh, we'll get along just fine when you realize I am the boss.
The plaintiff is suing the defendant for $5,000 for plastic surgery false statement claims. The defendant claims his ex-wife, the plaintiff, is a high-maintenance woman, as he feels she actually went through the payments herself. Stay tuned to see what happens next on today's Cajun Court TV.
Cajun Court is now in session. The Honorable Jacqueline A. Scott is presiding. All of the litigants have been sworn in. This is case number 1310, New Love, Old Flame.
Let's get started here. You're suing your ex here for $5,000. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor, that is correct.
Tell me something about your relationship.
We were married for 6 years.
6 years. Okay.
Long 6 years.
Okay. Well, children?
No, we have a dog. We have a dog daughter.
So who got the dog?
I mostly have her.
She's my baby, so I'm working on that. That's for another case, Your Honor.
When did you get divorced?
About 6 months ago. It was last winter.
Okay. So how you doing? How y'all doing?
I'm not doing great.
Well, tell her why we got divorced.
I'm not doing great.
For $5,000. Okay.
Yeah.
Let me hear what you got to say about that $5,000.
I'm being buried right now. I'm in debt. My whole life is kind of falling apart right now. That's why we're here. And he's living his best life. You know, has a new girlfriend, buying her things, spending it on our credit card.
So you say he put something on a credit card? Is this a community card you all had together?
Yeah, it was a community card. And he promised when we got divorced he's going to take care of it, take care of the debt we had on it.
Your Honor.
Okay. Evidently, you didn't get a community property settlement after the divorce.
Your Honor, if you look at the whole credit card statements, you'll see why she's buried.
I want to hear what you have to say, but let the plaintiff give her statement of the case, okay? All right, proceed, ma'am.
I haven't used the credit card in the past 6 months. He has continued to run up debt on the card. He's continued to use it. I've looked at the statements. There were multiple charges to some aesthetic place. I looked up that on Google, and it's like a cosmetic surgery place. I know he's getting it for his new girlfriend.
Okay, well, let's go back. Let's go back. There's a credit card in both of your names, I assume.
Yes, ma'am.
There was an amount probably on this card when at 6 months at the time that you all got a divorce, and how much was that?
I think it was around like $1,500 or so.
And has he paid for it? Has he
No.
paid the bill?
No
He hasn't
agreement
paid
on that,
anything.
Your Honor. No written agreement.
No
He hasn't
agreement.
paid any
Okay.
bills on it, and now I'm getting punished. I can't even sign a new lease because it's ruining my credit.
It went on your credit.
Where's
I
the
took
agreement?
his word for it. I mean, he promised he would take care of it, and I put the trust in him so he wouldn't have to add more issues, and I took his word for it.
Your Honor, she has been hounding me ever since I moved on, got a new girlfriend. She has been frivolously coming after me.
Is that why you got divorced? Was the new girlfriend? Is that why you?
It's a long story.
Yeah, why did you get the divorce?
It's a little personal, but it had a lot to do with her spending and why she is buried the way she is now.
Okay.
I mean, look at her. She looks great. She looks great. Beautiful. But it's not cheap looking like that. I can tell you that.
But maybe when we get through, it may be a little cheaper to keep her.
I hope not, Your Honor.
Ma'am, go on and proceed and tell me why you are here and why you want $5,000 from the defendant here.
I have the credit card statements. I have the evidence of what he spent and what he spent it on.
Oh, when I get back, I'll look at that, okay? Thank you. Okay, plaintiff, before we took the break, you had some evidence you want to
I do.
show me.
I have the credit card statements. I've marked the charges that he did for the plastic surgery specifically. I believe those are for his girlfriend. Obviously, he's not getting them. He looks horrible. And
She wasn't complaining 6 months ago.
And it says delinquent, and there
I
are
just
some
stopped. I
charges.
can't afford to pay it on my own because he promised that, and I don't have it in my budget.
Are you employed?
I am, yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, Your Honor.
You do realize
She doesn't
that...
even know her own credit card bill, Your Honor. She's that far buried
Well,
with
it's
her own
max.
spending.
I'm going to get you in just a minute. Let me have
sorry.
one more. Let me ask you one more thing, and I'll be right to you. Just
Yes, ma'am.
okay.
It's,
Keep your shirt on.
maxed right now, and I'm just trying to get out from under it any way I can.
Y'all had a discussion. He's going to pay the $5,000, and you would be cleared and wouldn't have to pay anything?
Well, yes, Your Honor. He agreed when we divorced. He promised he would pay the remainder of the bill. He's continued to charge on it for the plastic surgery. I haven't charged on it. He's the one who's continued to charge on it, buying his new girlfriend stuff.
Now let me hear what you have to
Yes,
say,
ma'am.
defendant.
The thing though, Your Honor, is why would I put spending for my girlfriend on a card that she can see? That's
I want to
crazy.
know that's a good question.
I've got my own money. I've moved on with my life. She's been bitter about this whole process of...
Bitter.
You've been bitter.
I'm moving on with my life. I just can't because I have $5,000 that you owe that I am stuck on.
Still, it's a recent divorce. 6 months ago, we're still trying to separate everything. She's making it a long process by going through these hearings and...
Well, I'd like to get a little personal.
Okay.
Now, you said several times that you've moved on with your life. And what does that mean?
I'm trying to put this whole thing behind us. I have no
6 years.
business with her anymore. Her problems are exactly that. Her problems. Her credit problems are her problems. That has
But for
nothing
6
to
years,
do
they
with
were
me.
both of your problems, right? And that
6
card
years
is in
ago,
both
up
of
until
your
about
names.
6 months ago. Yes, ma'am. And then ever since 6 months ago, she has been hounding me about bills that have nothing to do with me. These are her credit problems. I don't want this card anymore. I want nothing to do
I've
with this
never
credit
been
Why
to
card.
didn't you all
that
just go on and do your
aesthetic
community property settlement after you got the divorce?
Great
Why did
question.
you let this linger? The card is in both of your names.
Right.
And I do see there's something here about a plastic surgery. Have you had plastic surgery? It looked pretty good to me.
Your Honor, do I
think
look
you're
like I've had
doggone good
plastic
looking.
surgery? Do I look like I have plastic surgery?
Plaintiff, you seem to know a little bit about some girl. Tell me about that.
Yeah, a friend of a friend posted on Facebook.
Friend of a friend. Okay. Facebook.
he was
I'll tell you,
tagged on
that damn
Facebook.
Facebook, I just don't know what to say about it. It brings more problems than anything.
I agree, Your
It
Honor.
does. It
Go
does.
ahead. Tell me
Tagged
about this
him.
friend of a friend of a friend of a friend.
Tagged him on Facebook a couple of days after one of those transactions with his new girlfriend. And it seemed as if, it appears she has had plastic surgery.
It appears so you don't really have any concrete evidence.
This is how bitter she is. Now you're stalking me?
I'm
Your
not,
Honor,
it
this
was
is
on
uncalled
Facebook.
for. This is
I'm not stalking you.
a friend of a
I'm
friend?
not going out of my way to find these things.
Okay, but let me
Your Honor,
get in
this is what I've been dealing
conversation
with
here.
for 6 months now. I apologize to you, but I'm a little frustrated with this.
I understand, but we're trying to get to the bottom of it. Now, friend of a friend told you that some young person had plastic surgery and is on this particular card and you're expected to pay. Is that true?
That charge has nothing to do with me.
I've never been to that place, so it has everything to do with you. I've never been to the aesthetic silicone place.
We're going to take a quick recess, and I want to hear more about what's going on with this plastic surgery. Right, I tell you, folks be in love, and then they're out of love, and they want somebody else to settle their problems. Okay,
Love
we can do
old
it.
flame.
All right. We'll be back. We're back in session. Ma'am, do you have any proof that this plastic surgery was from some young person rather than your ex-husband here?
So
It is not
I
here.
called the facility. They can't tell me the names of people that have been,
Yeah,
had treatments.
confidentiality, yes.
Yeah, they
Uh-huh.
legally can't tell me that. I know he's not getting plastic surgery. I can see him. I can look at him.
Thank you, I appreciate
He hasn't
that.
even done his eyebrows since we got divorced.
Wow.
He's not getting
And that
plastic
didn't
surgery.
cost $5,000 for my eyebrows.
Yeah,
I hope
see?
not anyway.
I mean, but I know it's not for him. So
Mm-hmm.
who else is getting plastic surgery on this card? I haven't. I've never been to that place.
Why didn't you ever dispute the charge?
Because you're the one doing it. You're on the card too.
Sir,
Why didn't you dispute the charge?
Let me ask.
That $5,000 charge has nothing to do with me.
You
That's why
promised
I'm
to pay
here
for the
trying-
card, though.
Trying to defend
You
myself.
promised to pay for the card.
You're out of order.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, you brought this claim, and I could end it very quickly. I said, let me hear what he has to say, okay? Finish.
Our problem started a while back, a few years ago, when her spending just went out of control. I love her. She is a great person.
You love her, okay.
And
Not
I would never.
loved, but you, what is it?
I still have strong feelings for her. It's just she has some demons that she can't really get past, and a big part of that is her
Demons, I tell
spending.
you. She wrote in a pleading you had a 19-year-old girl?
Yep.
You know, they call us women a cougar. I guess you're a man to her.
I mean, you know, I'm a man with desires. What can I say, Your Honor? I mean, it makes me happy.
It sounds like you might be robbing the cradle a little bit to me, but
That has
what
nothing
did
to
you,
do with
Did
me.
you promise to say anything? And you say you love her, and she's struggling.
Well, she's
and it's a
struggling
community
for
debt, so
because
why
she's
can't you
struggling
help her?
because of her own problems, Your Honor.
But what
that's
other bills
my
did you all have? I only heard something about 5,000. Did y'all have any more bills? Any other bills that's not paid?
Everything else was handled. Everything else was handled before the divorce.
So that's the only one the credit bureau is contacting you about. Okay.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
and she has no proof, Your Honor, that I spent that $5,000.
Well,
She has a photo
I
of
didn't
me.
hear- I want to hear about that young girl you got. Is that
I'll
true?
tell you all about her later.
Okay, I want to hear it.
She's great.
Inquiring minds want to know, Roy.
She's great. She doesn't care about materialistic things. She's not
She's getting
fake.
plastic surgery.
We were there for a
That's
consultation.
materialistic.
We were there for a consultation.
A $5,000
Yeah,
consultation.
I mean, this is pretty interesting to me. You know, this world has really changed. Plastic surgery, they get the boobs changed and they get them pumped up, they get them cut off and get a little, the derriere gets pumped up and
Injections.
plastic, the face gets smooth and get all the blemishes out. What the heck is going on?
Your Honor, I agree with you. I've been telling her for years.
You just
I don't
took
think
her
she
to a
needs any of that.
consultation. You took your new girlfriend to a consultation.
didn't
What
go
are you
through with
talking
it.
Are you
about?
saying that's her bill? Are you saying that she did that?
I'm saying I didn't charge that $5,000.
Ma'am, did you have plastic surgery?
No,
Your
no, Your
skin
Honor.
looks pretty smooth.
I just have makeup on. I just
Oh,
have,
so you just
How much that
naturally
makeup
beautiful.
cost?
That's a good thing.
It's that high-end makeup.
it's from Marshall's.
This is very unfortunate. What I have here is a debt that needs to be paid, and under the law, it's a community property debt. So it's really divided in half. But did the community benefit from this debt? And I'm trying to determine that. So my question is, did you have plastic surgery? Did you have plastic surgery? Who had the plastic surgery? Would the person with plastic surgeries please stand up?
That's
And
exactly.
if both of you all are saying it's not you, who is it?
That's exactly
I did
why I
not have
told her
plastic
to
surgery,
dispute
Your
the
Honor.
charge before we even came to this hearing, because she took that photo.
I can't dispute it because it's your charge.
Okay. What did the credit company say, ma'am?
When I tried to dispute,
Did you try
I
to
didn't
dispute
try to
it?
dispute it.
They wouldn't let you dispute it? Did they
I-
sue you?
She just assumed it was me.
I was under the impression it was his charge. He's been charging things on this card for the past 6 months.
Under the impression, we all know in the rule of law what impressions get us, right?
I tell you what, let me tell you what the rule of. Don't ask a question. Ever know you're a lawyer?
I enjoy
You're a
it.
defendant, as far as I'm
I enjoy
concerned.
court TV.
Well, didn't I tell you this is Cajun Court TV, and we don't care about the regular rules. They don't apply here. So what I need you to do is just tell me if you or your girlfriend made those charges, so I can go and make this decision to end this mess.
They
I
made
never-
the
Don't you
charges.
tell the truth. The
They
truth
make-
is going to set you free.
Yes, ma'am.
He lies. He lies. He always lies.
6 years of marriage, 6 years, and I can't even get the truth about the doggone bill.
Because he can't admit he's wrong. He never admits he's wrong. Never. He can never.
Why did you all get a divorce?
We fought a lot because of spending. We were happy at first. We, at the early stages, the puppy love, I was buying her whatever she wanted. It was all great. And then we started taking it to the next level. The Louis Vuitton purses, the David Yurman bracelets. It became more of a requirement than a surprise. And then we talked, and I'm like,
Expensive, I tell you what, we're going to take another recess, and we'll be back. I've had the time to look at your bill you presented to me. I'm really concerned. A marriage of 6 years, and we cannot establish who made that debt. I really don't have any credible information that the defendant here promised to pay the debt. And what I want to know is, have you all communicated outside this court? You filed the claim, but have you all tried to communicate to each other in terms of what's going on with this particular bill?
I've tried to. I've tried to call. I've tried to text. Most of the time he doesn't respond.
Well, now, are you really upset with him because of this young woman that you allegedly say he has?
No, I'm upset about it because I can't move on because I'm under debt. I can't even move
Is
to a
this
new
only
place.
about the debt?
Well, he's moving on because he isn't worried about the debt. I'm completely. I can't even start a new life. I can't do anything.
But there is something to say that most employers now are concerned about your credit. If you have some blemishes, from credit or traffic violations, then that's a problem. That can hinder you from a lot of things. So what I think is most important that you all communicate as to what's going to go on in the future. The past is done. Just tell me the truth, sir. Did you charge anything for your girlfriend?
we went in for a consultation.
Just be honest.
Ma'am, let him finish. I am talking to him.
We went in for a consultation.
Who is we?
My girlfriend and I.
You and your girlfriend went in for a consultation.
Right, at the place
$5,000
where-
consultation, a $3,000-something consultation because it's $1,500 on the bill. Okay, tell me about the consultation.
So the consultation was just about what can be done because she was interested, and I had to have my card on file.
Okay, tell me. Okay, I'm jumping the gun.
You're
jumping
right.
the gun.
My girlfriend, if you look at a picture before that Facebook photo and after, it's going to be the same woman, Your Honor. There was no procedure done. So,
but you did go to that particular place where she's talking about the
I'm not disputing that we were there. We were there for a consultation, and there was no procedure that was done. So this charge of $5,000 is either I'm a victim of wrong circumstance.
Did you authorize that girlfriend, that young 19-year-old, to use that card?
I did not.
Okay, you think she could have used it? Because sometimes you meet these people and you don't really know who they are. And I'm not surprised. People do that.
She's young. She's young, but I don't know if she's dumb.
You put your card on file.
Most likely. I tell you what I am going to do, I think you all need to rethink this divorce situation in terms of your community property settlement. Talk about how you're going to pay for, separate this bill, because you're going to get sued. And guess what? It's not what they should have done, not only sued you, but they generally sue both parties.
Right.
And you all had a community property at the time. You tell me that the debt was in both your name. And what I'm going to do at this point, unless you can prove otherwise, I am going to award a judgment here. It's a community debt, $2,500 apiece.
Yes, Your Honor.
This court is adjourned.
Thank you, Your Honor.
So we're here with this newly divorced couple. So tell me, what do you think about today's verdict?
I'm disappointed. I mean, he was there with his girlfriend at the clinic, and I was never even there. So I feel like there was still proof that it was his debt. But I'm ready to move on. So I'm gonna pick myself up and try to move on from it.
Right. Okay. Well, that's great. So what do you think about today?
I'm just glad the ruling came in fair. It's community property, so we're going to split it, and the ruling saves me $2,500, so I consider it a win.
All right. Well, that's it. So stay tuned for the next episode.